Welcome. I am Matt Bedell, a licensed professional counselor and licensed chemical dependency counselor in Allen, Texas, providing therapy to people ages 14 plus. People often share their anxiety or stress in my office and get confused as to what they are experiencing. Stress and anxiety are physiologically very similar, and it can be challenging to see which is which. So, without further ado, let's get going. Let's take a peek at Susie's life. If you have ever had car troubles due to an accident or mechanical failure, you know the tension in figuring out how to pay for the repairs, who to trust to repair your car, and how long you'll be without a vehicle or in a rental. Stress is regulated by two hormones, cortisol and norepinephrine. The primary purpose of both of these hormones is to begin the release of energy into our bodies. It would be helpful if you had the energy to manage all the moving parts to repair a car. No pun intended. So, your body is doing what is necessary to achieve your desired goal. For Susie, you see someone with excess energy, which leads to frustration, because the other element of stress is the anticipation of energy you don't yet have. So Susie decides to swim to release the energy, yet she struggles to swim. Oh no! Now she fears she will drown and her sympathetic nervous system is activated. Anxiety activates that same system, which is our brain deciding to fight, flight, or freeze in response to a threat. When drowning, we splash around trying to fight the danger of drowning, hopefully to our success, or in Susie's case, to get to a nearby floatier edge. Anxiety is fear. While the two are incredibly similar, they serve two different purposes. Since they are similar, they can overlap. It is stressful to fight fear, and figuring out how to repair your car can be scary. Nevertheless, if there is no fear, then there is no anxiety. When you say you are anxious, slow things down by taking a few deep breaths and identifying your fears. If there is no fear, determine how to restore your energy after you do any stressful task. There is a healthy balance of stress and anxiety. To have stress and to have anxiety is to be human. Our response to each is different though, and if we don't regulate in healthy ways, we end up losing our freedoms in life. If you are coping with fears by avoiding them and sleeping as if you are dealing with stress, you will slowly lead a less fulfilling life. Likewise, you will likely burn out if you face all your stress head-on like they are fears. Burnout is the mismanagement of stress, and we want to focus on rest and recovery before, during, and after stressful events. In fear, we want to accurately identify risk and threat detection, then determine if we are safe to move forward facing that fear. For example, prioritizing sleep before a big task. Or, in fear, asking someone on a date you are scared to ask. Two variables I encourage people to consider is frequency and intensity. Frequency is how often, and intensity is how much. The balance between both is helpful to think of in many areas of life. If I am stressed all day every day, I am probably violating both the frequency and intensity principles unless that stress is very minimal. Likewise, if you never face your fears, they will only grow in intensity. Your values and goals will dictate the frequency and intensity of things. Nevertheless, pause occasionally and think of how often you have been in high-intensity moments and decide if you want to change either. Ideally, we have a healthy mix of both. I hope you have a better understanding of stress and anxiety, as well as ways to approach both differently. If they are both popping up simultaneously, practice facing your fears and restoring your energy after. At the top are some resources if you want help finding balance. Take care, and I look forward to talking with you soon.